Now, when it comes to the blues, this has to be my favorite live album of all time, The Red Devils at the King. If you like blues music, trust me, this album you want to listen to. It's awesome. You know, I love that Leon Redbone quote, "The blues ain't nothing but a good man feeling bad." And the blues can do that for you. It can lift your spirits when you're down, save you years of therapy. It's awesome. So, to help you along, here are 5 tips to help you play the blues. Now, a common thing that many people do when playing the blues is to just start out of the blue, right out of nowhere. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, except it's kind of hard to get into the feeling. So I suggest to have a nice intro practiced and ready to set the mood. And then you're ready to start singing and playing the blues. Now, this little thing that I just played was a Robert Johnson intro. And if you don't know who Robert Johnson was, he was a legendary blues guitarist whose skills were and still are unmatched. He was so good that people thought he sold his soul to the devil because no man alive could play that well. So let's take a closer look how to do this Robert Johnson intro. Now, first of all, you can either pick the strings just with your fingers, thumb and middle finger, or you could do some hybrid picking using the guitar pick and your middle finger. What I like to do is just hold the guitar pick with your index finger, thumb and middle finger free to do the picking. Now, any of these 3 methods will do, just see whichever you prefer. Then we've got the ring finger, 12th fret D string, and also the little finger, 12th fret on the E string. Here we go. So you see, I hold my little finger at the 12th fret, while the D string melody is descending. Then slide all the way down to the 4th fret, do a little bar, add the 5th fret here, and that's it. How does it sound? I've got rambling. I got rambling along my mind. I got a rambling. I got a rambling along my mind. You know, the good thing about the blues is it's so much fun. You could put all those little licks in there. It's great fun to play. And we're going to cover some of that in this video today. But first, let's take a look at the basics. Many people, when they play the blues, they play it like this. And again, nothing wrong with that, but something's missing. We could put a little bit more feel in there. What I suggest to do is to mute the bottom strings with the palm of your right hand, strumming hand. Then we go from to, then a slight accent on the 2nd and 4th beat whenever you press down your ring finger. Better already, isn't it? Now what you want to do is start singing the blues. Now I know not every guitarist likes to sing. I'm not much of a singer too, but I always think if Bob Dylan can sing, we can all sing. If you're gonna play the blues, you do want to sing or at least hum a little bit, because if you don't, it can get a bit boring. What you want to do is, I've got rambling. I've got rambling along my mind. Do you notice those little extra notes I put in there now becomes a response to the vocals? So if I leave the vocals out, it's not as interesting. Now, those extra notes is what makes the blues nice, those little riffs and everything. Let's see what we can do. So we've got the basic blues. And one of the first things you can do is add the little finger. Like that. Another one is adding the middle finger and ring finger on the low E string. And maybe mix it up. What always works well also is open strings just before the first beat. 2, 3, 4. Very simple, but it works so well. And lastly, always remember the blue note. It's here on the 2nd fret on the G string. I want to bend it, so I use 2 fingers, middle finger and index finger. Pull off onto the root note. Ah, so good. I love this. Long live the blue note, it's a great achievement. Okay, now, instead of doing the... You can also go all out and play something more complex. But before we get into that, we need to learn one thing from this guy. You know, a couple of years ago I saw Tommy Emmanuel live in the Netherlands. Mind-blowing experience. And after the show I got a chance to talk to the man. And I asked him, what's the most important tip you have for any guitarist? Better, what is your secret? And he looked at me and he leaned over a little bit and he said, tap your feet. And I was like, tap your feet? That doesn't sound... But he was right. Tapping your feet is crucial. It's the most important thing. And really, it's what makes you twice as good, not just in blues, but in any type of music. Now here's why tapping your feet is so very important. Let's say I do that same kind of improvisation, but this time I won't tap my feet. Look. It's not the same, isn't it? Something's missing. If you tap your feet, you kind of add a drummer to your playing. And you know exactly where you are. Tapping your feet, it holds your playing steady in the groove, and the groove is the most important thing. Listen to this guy.
Well, my mother allowed me. She had to stay out all night long.
Did you hear that sound? That wasn't the drummer, that was him tapping his feet. Now, this might seem very easy, but you will soon discover it's not. Even Tommy Emmanuel himself said he had to work at it. But the thing is, if you're able to do this, you're gonna sound simply twice as good. So it's a biggie. You wanna tap your feet. Okay, so now that we've covered that, let's see if we can play some real bluesy licks to fill those gaps in the vocals. Now, typically I play the E minor pentatonic scale. And one of the best things you can do is put your middle finger on the 4th fret of the G string, together with your index finger 3rd fret of the B string. Now play the 3 top strings. And that's a real bluesy kind of a sound. Then slide towards that, like that, and we have... Doesn't get any better than that. Now if you're playing by yourself like I'm doing today, it's nice to do a solo. Make sure to tap your feet, of course. Now, that's nice and all, but something's missing, isn't it? It feels a bit empty. I'm just noodling away in Oblivion. And what's missing, of course, is the rhythm guitar part. Now, if you're playing all by yourself, it's impossible to play rhythm and solo at the same time. You cannot do that. But what you can do is fill in the gaps with the chords. Notice what I'm doing. Every time there's a bit of a gap, an end to the phrase, I fill in the gaps with whatever chord I'm at, creating the illusion that there are two guitarists, and that works kind of well. Okay, that's about it for today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Huge shout out to all my patrons for supporting the channel, and I will see you next time.